Hey, what's up, ladies and gentlemen? AEW Texas had such a great celebration when it came to everything that took place, when it came to the overall feel of what the
And at
show
some point,
actually was.
fans,
We had a couple of new champions. We had a highlighted returns for a few legends. We had a retirement potential spoiler, and so much more
Texas
took
born,
place.
Texas
Thank you
bred.
guys for coming through for the actual review for AEW's All In Texas. Let's go ahead and get into the show. Appreciate you guys. Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, we kicking things off into the 0 hour of things as we had an 8-man tag team big action as we had Shane Taylor Promotions going at it with this big rivalry of the Sons of Texas. This match truly was everything that you truly could have asked for and more. It was a lot of fun, a lot of back and forth. More importantly, great transitions throughout the course of this match. Big AJ got off some nice spots. Shane Taylor Promotions was cut off the ring majority of this match, but it was a great match overall with everything that was happening, including seeing AJ Kids getting involved. And the course of this match, including seeing Anthony Gogo and all them getting involved in physical. But more importantly, the Sons of Texas was able to come off with the victory in this 8-man tag by everybody putting on the Iron Claw. Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, we're moving along to the next 8-man big tag team matches. We have Big Boom AJ, Kyle O'Reilly, Tomo Ishii, Hologram taking on the likes of Hechicero, Lance Archer, and RPV Vice. This was everything that you truly could have asked for more with the twists and turns, transitional hot spots, everything you could have got out of this match. A few botches that had kind of disappointed me a little bit, but it was everything that you could have asked for when it came to the overall feel of a nice filler match when it came to the 0 hour of things. But in overall, it was nice fun to seeing Big Boom AJ and his kids getting involved and getting physical in a square circle as they were able to come off with the victory in this 8-man tag team action. But it was a good feel moment to seeing the faces get the victory over the Don Callis family and the RVV Vice and Lance Archer. Let me know what you guys feel about this match. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we moving along into tag team action, which was posted 0 hour at the last minute. We had FTR taking on the Outrunners and a great, decent tag team match that really got the actual fans involved in this match, but it had a lot of twists and turns. FTR was doing what they normally do, is being a great tag team specialist, cutting off the ring, great transition tag team moves all across the board, great entertainment by the Outrunners, but more importantly, seeing the involvement of Stokely Hathaway really put a key part into everything that happened. But FTR got the victory in this match, and it was interesting all the way through. All right. Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, we are moving on to the next match. Trios actions for the AEW World Trios Championship as we have Samoa Joe, Big Hobbs, and Shibata. The Ops taking on Claudio Castellani, Willa Yuta, and Gabe Kidd as Death Riders. It had a whole lot that took place in this match. Great transitional moves, a lot of back and forth. The Death Riders were able to transition and cut off the ring a lot. Samoa Joe did his thing as he normally does, as he was able to secure the victory for his team after a great back and forth between all these competitors. But where things got interesting was at the end, where Samoa Joe was taken out by the Ops and Claudio Castellani stepped on his neck, took him out of commission. The storyline continues to be pending as we see how what may actually happen. But I'd like to know from you guys' point of view how you guys are feeling about this overall story. Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, we are moving on to the next match. Trios actions for the AEW World Trios Championship. Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, we are moving on to the men's Casino Gauntlet Battle Royal. This match had everything that you truly could have asked for and more. Of course, a lot of people were clamoring new people was going to return. We end up having a few returns. Juice Robinson made his return. We had a whole lot of back and forth. Mystical even was involved in this match. It had a lot of key moments, nice high spots throughout the course of this actual gauntlet. It was everything you could have asked for in this Casino Gauntlet Battle Royal. But the cherry on top was MJF. He was able to secure the victory and win the contract of being a number one contender for the AEW World Heavyweight Championship. I'd like to know what you guys feeling about this actual victory. Was this your pick to win the actual gauntlet. And let's go ahead and get into the next match. But I'm feeling it, and I'm looking forward to seeing if him get a triple B. Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, we are moving on to the men's casino gauntlet battle royal. This match had everything that you truly could have asked for and more. Of course, a lot of people were clamoring new people was going to return. We end up having a few returns. Juice Robinson made his return. We had Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, we are moving along. Fortunately, got some sad news. We have a canceled match for the TNT Championship as Adam Cole had to relinquish the AEW TNT Championship due to the undisclosed injury, most likely a concussion and other medical issues. Due to the situation, he went ahead and came out and let fans know that he currently is not cleared. He's going to be out for a while, and of course, he gives props for AEW continue to move forward. He also gave props to everyone and with the whole Adam Cole baby. Then from there, we got the transition into the TNT Fatal Four Way to crown a new TNT champion. We had a whole lot of that went into this match, a lot of back and forth as we had Kyle Fletcher, Dustin Rhodes, Sammy Guevara, and Daniel Garcia. It was a lot left in this match, a lot of back and forth. Each of these guys put on not only a clinic, they gave their best efforts that they possibly could put forward. Kyle Fletcher was my MVP throughout the whole entire match, but in order how things had took place, we had a surprising victory as we end up having Dustin Rhodes coming off victorious and becoming the new TNT champion. This was a surprising one, but in overall, congratulations to the American Natural, and I had enjoyed how everything had transitioned. Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, we are moving along. Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, we are moving along into the tag team action of Will Ospreay and Swerve Strickland and tag team action with the stipulation if they lose, they will no longer challenge for the AEW World Championship for a year. But they had challenged the EVPs, the Young Bucks, which was a good tag team match, which the Young Bucks stipulation was if they would lose their EVP status if they lost the tag team match. It had a whole lot of back and forth. It started off rough for Swerve Strickland and Will Ospreay, but they finally got on the right page throughout the course of the match. But the Young Bucks were one of the greatest tag teams for a reason. They put on an onslaught. They cut off the ring. They did basically every single tag team transition they possibly could to cut off the majority of this match. But this match had a whole lot of tests when it came to Swerve Strickland and Will Ospreay throughout the course of everything that took place. Swerve Strickland held his own throughout the course of the match, even though he was taken out throughout the majority of it. Seeing Will Ospreay do his things as well with his transition. The tag team moves were great when it came to the chemistry. The fans were standing on their feet the majority of the time throughout the course of the match. More importantly, seeing Prince Nana being taken out was something that I did not expect to see, but it was funny and hilarious at the same time. As well as seeing the ending of the match, how things had transitioned so smoothly when it came to Swerve Strickland and Will Ospreay was able to come together with a tag team combination and was able to come out victorious and end the reign of the EVPs. About time we got to see what will happen next when it comes to the transition. But I'm feeling it right now. Swerve Strickland and Will Ospreay now have a long road ahead, and we got to see what may happen when it came to both of these gentlemen in the near future. But I'm all calm, cool, and collected for it. The EVPs now got to rebound and see where they may stand with the test of time when it comes to the tag team division, and I'm all for it. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're moving along to the next one that's on the showcase, the AEW Women's Casino Gauntlet match battle royal to determine who will become the number one contender for the AEW Women's Championship. We started off with Chris Statler and Megan Bain, but throughout the course, we have multiple women that had got involved in this match. It was everything that you truly could have asked for and more. Great transitional wrestling, great spots, including off the top ropes and springboard moves. People were able to get out their finishers. Great overall wrestling from the women's division. it kind of slowed down the momentum of the high spots that was going on through the course of AEW's All In so far. But it was a great pick to pick Athena, who was your longest reigning Ring of Honor television champion for the longest. But in overall, it was everything you truly could have asked for these women's division. It was hot, it was pure, and it was great emotions from the women's division. I look forward to seeing what Athena will do in the test of time when it comes to the women's division. She is someone you really do not want to sleep on. But in overall, once again, congratulations to Athena for becoming the number one contender for the AEW Women's Championship. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we moving along. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we diving into the tag team championship for the men's division, the Hurt Syndicate, Jet Speed, and the Patriarchy. We had a lot of twists and turns that took place in this match. Of course, we had Stokely Halfway let us know that FTR was going to be involved in the actual match by being on commentary. As you see here, they were involved, smiling and enjoying and seeing how things were going to transition. But a lot took place in this match. It was everything you could have asked for, as the Hurt Syndicate actually controlled the majority of this match early. It was a lot of great onslaught moves in the early beginning, but Jet Speed slowly switched the pace of how things were going to smooth over time. The Patriarchy was kind of like getting beat up majority of the match. Christian kind of was in the background, but he was the main one to cause things to run smoothly as he called a lot of the spots and made things run throughout the course of the match. Nick Wayne was the MVP as well, holding his own with some nice spots as well. But the Hurt Syndicate was able to come off victorious and was able to secure the victory in this tag team match. The tag team division still continue to be very, very interesting as we got to see how things continue to transition. As we look like we're going to have FTR being the next ones in line for the tag team championship against the Hurt Syndicate. But the Hurt Syndicate really took care of business in the best way that they possibly can. And I truly look forward to seeing what may happen next with the AEW Tag Team Division. All right, alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, we're moving along to the post match of what had took place in that lovely three-way tag team match. Nick Wayne turned his backs on Christian, and the Patriarchy were about to take apart of Christian, but we had somebody make his official return. Adam Copeland went ahead and made the save to Christian, had a few words with him, and said, "Go find yourself." After he went ahead and took out FTR and the Patriarchy all by himself, he also had Spike. FTR and the Patriarchy ran away very quickly after everything had broke down with everything that took place. And this is a teaser towards Christian and Adam getting back together. Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, we're moving along to the post match. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, we are moving along into the big field match for the AEW Women's Championship. We had Timeless Tony Storm, the champion, taking on Mercedes Monet, the TBS Women's Champion. This match had everything you could have asked for in a great women's match. These ladies put on a clinic. They have great chemistry, a lot of back and forth. The fans were chanting, "This is awesome," and "Fight Forever." More importantly, Mercedes held her own as she nearly stand the test of time when it came to Tony Storm. She did basically everything she possibly could to handle this match. Tony Storm was great as well, including her involvement with Luther being involved part of this match. Um, this was probably one of my favorite women's matches I've seen all year long, but it was meant for the big stage for a reason when it came to All In. It was everything that you could have asked for. Great wrestling, great transitions, pop spots, move after move, counter after counter. It was like they were destined to dance in a square circle forever. The way how they gelled together, the way how they work well together, even the fans getting on them when it came to they want to see more of how this was going to transition into a symphony. But in overall, we got everything that we could have asked for as Tony Storm was able to come off victorious and retain the the AEW Women's Championship after a Avalanche Storm Zero to capitalize on the victory. It was a great decision when it came to this actual match. These ladies put on a clinic, and I look forward to seeing them going at it in the future. But now Tony Storm got to look out for Athena, who has that contract available in the near future. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are moving along into. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're moving along into the unified AEW Championship, which basically will have it where all guys will have the option to carry all three championship or the unified championship to basically unify both goals of the Continental and the International Championship. This match had everything that you could have asked for a singles match. It was awesome all across the board. Okada had the great spots. Kenny Omega came out with the final boss theme style, saying he's the final end all be all in order to get past him to be the greatest of all time. But in overall, these boys from the clinic, we had Don Callis who was on the commentary. He got involved multiple times to cause interference. But in overall, this was everything left under the sun. Kenny Omega held his own when it came to the overall feel of this match. A lot of back and forth. Okada was being Okada. This is probably one of his best matches that he put on in AEW in a long time, right behind his match that he had with Speedball Mike Bailey. But in overall, it had a great transition, great chemistry. This is the now they're all tied around all across the board for all the matches that they have faced each other. And I'm looking forward to seeing them go at it again to break the tie of the wins they have right now. I believe there's the tie together is currently 4-4. So we gotta see the revisited of this match. But in overall, Okada was able to come off a victorious to tie up the actual reign and now become the unified champion. I look forward to seeing what his reign may become about. It was a great pick when it came to becoming the unified champion. Don't take it away from Kenny Omega. He was great for putting on this clinic as well. All right, ladies and gentlemen, moving along. All right, ladies and gentlemen, moving along into the main event of the night as we had the Texas Death Match for the AEW World Heavyweight Championship. It had everything that you truly could have asked for. It was bloody. It was brutal. It was hardcore that you know you was going to get when it comes to Hangman Adam Page and John Moxley. These boys put on a clinic. They put they all throughout the course of this match. Only thing was missing was the kitchen sink. But in overall, they gave great storytelling all the way back up until October. As Hangman Adam Page even came back with his original theme, which is a nice all around full circle for him to not only come on top to become the new AEW World Champion, but more importantly, John Moxley was like the final boss, and he pretty much put everything into it when it came to the overall feel of this match. We had a lot of interferences. Will Ospreay was actually taken out indefinitely. Brian Danielson made his return. A lot of great things happened in this match that had fans on the edge of their seat. But more importantly, I had enjoyed the overall feel of what AEW did when it came to the overall ending of the match. It was a great presentation to close out the show when it came to the main event. Congratulations again to the Hangman Adam Page by becoming an AEW World Champion once again. It's well deserved. You put your all into it. But the cherry on top was seeing Swerve Strickland giving that Moss respect and nodding to him and was able to help him assist Hangman Adam Page by becoming the World Heavyweight Champion once again. And now everything is right in the land of AEW. Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, we made it down to the end of this video. We're going to break it down when it comes to my overall feel about the whole overall show. AEW All In Texas was really, really good. It had a lot of twists and turns, great spots in both the Casino Gauntlet Battle Royals. Congratulations to Athena and MJF by becoming your respective number one contender for your division championships. We also had a great TNT Championship, as we have Dustin Rhodes, the natural, is the TNT champion. Congratulations to you for now only holding multiple championships, but you get your first AEW championship. And on top of that, he signed a new 6 year contract. So he's there to stay with AEW. And Tony Khan is showing real love to him by becoming a new TNT champion. We also have a new unification champion, as in a winner takes all. Ziska Okada is officially the unification champion. That title looks beautiful. It reminds me of the old school AEW Women's Championship kind of style, but bigger, more jewels, more designs. And I look forward to seeing how things may step up and who will step up to take on Okada in the wake of now him holding 3 championships. Tony Khan did go over that and talk about that whoever the champion is can carry all 3 championships or just carry the unification championship. To me, common sense will be just carry one because none of the titles retire, but they all could be used at any point in time or be broken up. So that means the unification championship can be broken if somebody wants to challenge for the individual championship. We also had a breakdown of the patriarchy as Nick Wayne had turned his back on Christian after a losing effort for the AEW World Tag Team Championship, but he had backup from somebody he didn't expect. Adam Copeland came to save Christian's behind when it came to everything that was just about to happen and a heinous act with a concerto. But we gotta see where that relationship stands at the test of time. Christian and Adam Copeland are best friends. Now, are they going to be on the same page and work with each other and go for the AEW World Tag Team Championship one last time and become tag team partners? Tony Storm, Thomas Tony Storm, was able to retain her women's championship after a great battle when it came to Mercedes Monet. Those ladies put on a clinic. It was everything you could have asked for, and those ladies probably put on the best women's match of 2025. We also had the Hurt Syndicate retaining the AEW World Tag Team Championship. Most likely will be end up having FTR becoming the number one contenders to put on whatever they can to challenge the Hurt Syndicate. But the Hurt Syndicate is on a new level and they have destroyed everyone that has come up to them face to face and they knocked them down. We also have a new AEW World Heavyweight Champion. Congratulations again to Hangman Adam Page. It's well deserved. You did your thing when it came to the overall Texas Death Match. But in overall, for scoring out of 10, I'm going to give it a solid 9.5. They did their thing. They put on a show. And overall, it was the best show AEW has put on in quite such a while. Right behind Revolution was one of those good shows as well. Double Nothing was a good show as well. When it comes to the pay-per-views, AEW always put on something that's always great. But in overall, if you made it to the end of this video, you're a real trooper. I appreciate you guys. Post your comments down below. Let's get a conversation going. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Until then, peace.